This week we studied a portion of Teitzei. Towards the end of the portion, we read of a special commandment to destroy the Amalekite nation. That includes men, women, and children, as well as their livestock, and all their possession must be totally eradicated from the face of the earth. In addition, God is commanding the Jewish people to remember what Amalekite had done to the Jewish people upon leaving Egypt, and where he came out to wage war against the Jewish people. According to Maimonides, and it is Jewish law, we must remember every single day what Amalekite had tried to do to the Jewish people upon leaving Egypt. In Jewish tradition, every morning, upon the conclusion of morning service, we recite 6 remembrance, and one of them is to remember that which Amalekite had done to the Jewish people upon leaving Egypt when he came to start a war and try to get rid of the Jewish people. The Rebbe is asking why the Amalekite nation is singled out, that not only it must be totally eradicated, but in addition we must remember every day that which Amalekite had tried to do. After all, there were other nations who we, the Jewish people, were commanded to destroy. For example, the 7 nations of the land of Canaan, who resided in the land of Canaan. Upon entering the land of Canaan, the mitzvah was to eradicate all of them. We don't read that there is a commandment to remember what they have tried doing to the Jewish people. The Rebbe explained that according to Kabbalah, anytime the Torah is demanding to eradicate and destroy a nation, it doesn't talk about a history that happened over 3,000 years ago, but rather it speaks about the human being and particular traits, negative traits that must be totally eradicated. And so the 7 nations of the land of Canaan represent 7 negative traits like jealousy, hatred, lying, disobeying God, ignoring God in our life. Those traits, according to law, Jewish law and the Torah, must be totally eradicated because we have to be devoted to God, appreciate all that God has done for us, and follow God's commandments. When it comes to Amalekite was singled out because Amalekite was the only nation, as the Torah tells us in Hebrew, Yodea et Ribono, knows full well about God's greatness and God's operation in the universe, umechaven limrod bo, and still, despite all that, try to rebel against God. In other words, Amalekite, as opposed to other nations, knows full well how God operates and the fact that God is involved in every piece and bit of our life, and God is the one who performs miracles and provides health and provides our sustenance, and yet he goes against God knowingly that he is endangering himself. This trait exists within each one of us, despite the fact that we learn and discover God, despite the fact that we experience God and experience miracles and thank God for all the blessings in our life, at times we deny God knowing full well that we're doing the wrong thing. And that's why Amalekite is unique, and therefore the Torah tells us not only we must eradicate Amalekite, but we also have a mitzvah to remember that which Amalekite tried to do to the Jewish people upon leaving Egypt, when they Amalekites witness all of the miracles of the 10 plagues and the split of the sea, yet he was willing to take a chance and endanger their life just to try and defy God. And that reminds of the trait that exists within us that we are it's very difficult to get rid of. That's why we need a constant reminder to remember that there is a God, and therefore the common sense is to follow God, obey God, please God, and follow God's commandments. I want to conclude with sharing with you that we are in the midst of the month of Elul, just few days before the holiday of Rosh Hashanah, the beginning of the new year. It is customary among Jews to check the mezuzot and the tefillin as preparation for the holiday of Rosh Hashanah, and I'll be very happy to assist you in preparing for the holiday, assisting you with checking the mezuzot, checking your tefillin, preparing you for a new beginning as we all are anticipating a new, better year. And I want to conclude with the traditional blessing that is shared among Jews, Ktiva v'chatima tova, shana tova u'metuka. May you all be inscribed and sealed in the book of life for a happy, sweet, and healthy new year. Thank you so much.